Dirty jobs, strange and weird jobs. That's what I'm talking about in this video. And no, my name is not Micro, but I am better looking. From the down and dirty chick checker to the strangeness of oyster floaters, with a side of weird professional mourners thrown in. Like I said, I'm talking jobs you should check out, 'cause some of them pay a heck of a lot more than Burger King does. So if you're fed up with your 9 to 5, change it up. Become a professional dog food taster. That's right, if dog food ain't fit for humans, it ain't fit for Max. And yeah, chances are your dog's name is Max, and that's because Max is the most popular name for a dog these days. And with 90 million pets in America, you are almost assured to get a job tasting dog food. And if you like dog food, that's a plus. And the pay, well, that's around 45 grand a year. Like I said, better than Burger King, and yeah, Purina is probably hiring. Eating dog food, though, is only one of many weird and fascinating jobs that can change your life. Because I'm only in the early stages of this video, and to highlight the weirdness of it all, let's talk about paranormal guides. That's right, paranormal guides is a thing, but be warned, you gotta be good at telling scary stories as well as being prepared for a lot of, well, weird shit and weird people. The job is simple enough, leading people through a haunted house or some other haunted site while telling the story of the ghost that haunts or those that were being haunted. And yeah, sometimes you get to wear a cool costume. And the pay for dressing up and telling scary stories is pretty shocking as well, because the national average is around 40,000, with guides earning anywhere from 25 to 100 bucks an hour. And if you find one of those upscale jobs, keep it. Least ways till you pass on to the other side. But being a tour guide for scary things, well, that might be strange and all. But if that isn't your bag, you might try being a connoisseur of smells, as in an odor sniffer. And this job might be right up your alley if you've ever complimented anyone on how nice their farts smell. And just as an aside, I've been complimented numerous times. Of course, work, any kind of work, requires work, unless you're a professional movie watcher, and the pay varies by quite a lot, but runs around 60 grand a year. If you're wondering what the requirements are for actually being paid to watch movies, well, you gotta watch a lot of movies and have some kind of knowledge of how movies are made. Yeah, Netflix is hiring and they actually pay people to watch movies and give their opinions. And they are formally called taggers. Of course, watching movies is exciting and a whole bunch of fun. But if that ain't your lot in life because you're more of a people person, there's always face feeling. That's right, face feeling. Now I know you're probably thinking to yourself, what the holy fuck is a face feeler? And I'm here to tell you that the technical name is sensory scientist. And yes, you too can become some kind of scientist without any kind of education other than your high school diploma, if you actually happen to have one. And even if you don't have a diploma, somebody will still train you to use your sense of touch to decide how various lotions, creams, and even razors affect human skin. That training is somewhat extensive and runs for about 3 months, but upon completion you'll be earning about 25 bucks an hour while running your sensitive fingers all over somebody's ugly mug. Of course, your spouse might enjoy the sensitivity of your newfound touch. Somewhat exciting, but that's private stuff and not what this video is about. What this video is about are jobs. Jobs like watching paint dry. And yeah, that is an actual job that pays about 27 buckaroonies every hour you can stand there and watch a wall of paint dry. The education required is a simple GED or high school diploma, but you absolutely have to have a keen eye to detail. As far as your job duties, well, you watch paint dry, and with a stopwatch in hand, you document how long it takes the paint to, dry. And of course, we've all watched paint dry at some point in our lives, and we know how boring doing so actually is. And I just don't think $27 an hour is worth my effort to withstand that boredom. But you might be hungry enough to watch paint dry, so go for it. If you are interested in weird, boring jobs like watching paint dry, another one is playing a human statue. And those jobs pay a bit better, around $75 an hour, for dressing up and just standing there. But then again, when I read that you needed to know how to control your breathing, fix your gaze, and develop your own personal transition style, I figured I just wasn't that creative. Truth is, when it comes to weird, strange, dirty jobs, there are all kinds of them. From ice rink hand holder earning 35 grand a year to fake wedding guest. The chance to make your mark by the work you choose to do is virtually unlimited. And for me personally, I like being a stand-in on porn films. But that's probably not for the faint of heart. Jobs. What do you want to know? Things are different today than when I was younger. I mean, if I knew now what I knew 50 years ago, I wouldn't have wasted my time working at a job just for the fucking money. I wouldn't have. I'm sorry. I mean, there are so many opportunities to be making money out there these days. There's no reason to go hungry. Yeah, okay, some of them don't pay that well, but Jesus Christ, I could have made a nice living as a fake wedding guest, 'cause they get paid pretty good too. Or I would, my wife would have, my wife is a nurse, but I tell you what, she's really into like ghost stories and shit like that. And yeah, she'd take a pay cut to go take a job as a tour guide for some haunted house somewhere. I know she would. I wouldn't even have to ask her. She'd do it in a heartbeat. So yeah, things are different these days. If I have any advice to anybody, it'd be, man, follow your passion. There is absolutely no excuse not to. I was brought up in a time when if you weren't educated, if you didn't have a college degree, you were going to be laying bricks or being, a laborer, digging ditches or something. That is not true anymore. It's just not true. And you know what? I don't even think it was true in my lifetime. I didn't have the internet to show me all the possibilities. Uh, if that makes any sense. But I ain't crying my milk. I've had a good life. I ain't rich, and YouTube isn't gonna make me rich, although that would be nice, but that ain't gonna happen. So, with that said, not everything. Well, I don't know where I was going with that thought, so I'll leave it there. Just do this damn shot. Ah, man. Peace out, my friends. No, what was I doing there? What was that shit? Peace out, my friends. Have a good one. And thanks for watching.